Morning children, in the previous class we discussed about the different systems introduced by East India Company to raise the revenue, that is permanent settlement, Raitwari system and Mahalwari system. Today we are going to discuss about why did the Indian cultivators have to produce crops for Europe. Over the years, the East India Company understood that the Indian countryside was not only the source of huge land revenue but also a resource for the production of crops that were in high demand in Europe. Means East India Company realized that India was not only a source of land revenue but they can also produce the crops whatever they required in Europe, children. Towards the end of 18th century, the company made all the efforts to expand opium and indigo farming. Opium is a powerful drug that is made from the seeds of a poppy flower, children, and indigo is a dye obtained from the indigo plant. Dye means it's a coloring agent. Since then, for about 150 years, the British forced the Indian cultivators to grow tea in Assam, sugarcane in Uttar Pradesh, jute in Bengal, rice in Chennai, cotton in Maharashtra and Punjab, and wheat in Punjab. The East India Company used various methods to expand the cultivation of these crops, children. Indigo is a dye obtained from the indigo plant which mainly grows in the tropical region. Indigo plant will be growing in the tropical region. Tropical region means where the climate is hot and wet. So that climate is suitable for indigo plants. Indian indigo was used for textile dyeing, means cloth coloring, in Britain, France and Italy since as early as 13th century, much before the East India Company was set up. Before the East India Company set up, they started using Indian indigo, Britain, France and Italy. However, only small amounts reached these countries due to its high price. So the Europeans had to use the dye from a plant called oud. So the Europeans, what they did, because of high price, they started using the dye which they are getting from the oud plant. Oud means it is a yellow flowered European plant, children, and it was used as a source of blue dye. This oud plant was easily available in Europe because this plant grows only in the temperate region. Temperate means where the climate is neither very hot nor very cool, means moderate. European cultivators grew oud in Italy, France and in the parts of Germany and Britain. Due to stiff competition from indigo producers, oud producers in Europe persuaded their governments to ban the import of indigo. There is a competition between indigo producers and oud producers. So, oud producers in Europe, they have forced their government to ban the import of indigo. But the people already they started using indigo and now they started using oud. They have observed the color from the oud was dull and it could not match the rich blue color of Indian indigo. So in the 17th century, the cloth manufacturers in Europe demanded the relaxation of the ban on indigo import. So again, they have requested the government to relax the ban on indigo import. And indigo plantation started in different parts of the world, children. The onset of industrialization in Britain by the end of 18th century brought in a huge demand for indigo, means demand for indigo increased in Britain. With Britain expanding its cotton production, the demand for dyes grew dramatically. Means Britain it started producing more cotton, so the demand for dye also increased. However, during this time, the supply of indigo from America and West Indies almost came to an end. And indigo production in the world fell by half between 1783 and 1789. Means indigo production decreased, children, and it reduced by half. So the British dyers had to urgently search for new sources of indigo. So they started searching who could produce indigo for them. because the supply of indigo was decreased. So when they are searching who could supply indigo, that time they had turned towards India and they made India a supplier of indigo. Who made? Britishers. They made India a supplier of indigo. Next we are going to discuss how India became a supplier of indigo. To meet the excessive demand for indigo in Europe, the company tried to extend the area under indigo cultivation. Means, children, there was a huge demand for indigo in Europe. So the East India Company increased the area under indigo cultivation in Bengal, and it also encouraged indigo farming in Bengal. Means, indigo is a plantation crop and the farmers are preferred to grow food crops. So it started encouraging indigo farming in Bengal. By the late 18th century, Bengal witnessed huge growth in indigo cultivation. And indigo from Bengal became famous throughout the world. The share of Indian indigo in the total indigo import of Britain increased from 30% in the year 1788 to 95% in the year 1810. This prompted company officials and commercial agents to invest in indigo production. Means the people who is doing trading, they started investing in indigo production so that they can earn more. Many company officials, they left their jobs and took to indigo plantation so that they can earn more money. So that's why they left the jobs and they started indigo plantation. Indigo cultivation offered such high profits that many Scotsmen and Englishmen were drawn to India to become planters. Not only Indians, Scotsmen and Englishmen were also drawn to India to become planters. If required, they could even avail loans for indigo cultivation from the company and the banks, which were being newly set up during that time. So whoever is newly started growing this indigo plants, they can take loans not only from the bank, children, even from the East India Company. Why the East India Company encouraged means they had to, because there was a huge demand for indigo, that's why they started giving loans whoever is growing indigo plants. So okay children, in this class we discussed about India, a supplier of indigo. In the next class we are going to discuss about the system of indigo cultivation, that is Nij and Rayuti.